months. "Just exactly what we need," said the dad. "Someone to balance out our Jessie. Jessie does enough talking for 10 families. That's one good thing about not talking, by the way. You don't have to work out what to call the mum and dad. You can't call them mum and dad because they're not your mum or your dad. Calling them Mr. and Mrs. whatever would be weird, and calling them by their first names is even weirder. Even if you did want to speak Prez, you wouldn't get a word in. This is the House of Blether." He was not joking. Mostly they talk so much and so loud, you can't tell who's saying what. Though mostly, it's Jessie. "Everyone to the kitchen! Wait a minute!" "No more minutes. We've waited long enough." "I hate baked potatoes." "Say hello to Prez." "Who's Prez? Oh, hi." "It's not a restaurant." "I hate sitting here." "No phones at the dinner table." Then they all drop their heads and say a prayer very quietly. But the second they've said amen, they all start shouting again. "Ray, do not reach for the water. Ask someone to pass it." "Prez, that big boy is Ray. The little girl is Annabelle. And this is Jessie." "He's staying for the summer. He normally lives with his granddad, but..." "Why do you live with your granddad? Why do you live with your mother?" "Prez doesn't like to talk." "Why doesn't he like to talk?" "He's not allowed near knives." Some people just do live with their granddads, that's all. Not everyone lives with their mum. "Why aren't you allowed knives? Did you stab someone?" "Jessie, it's really rude to ask people if they've ever stabbed people." Folk think that if you're not talking, you're not listening. But that's not true. For instance, I was the only one who heard the doorbell the night that Sputnik came. It was a Wednesday. Tea was spicy chicken wings, salad and baked potatoes. We'd finished eating and everyone was clearing up in the kitchen. The doorbell rang. The family didn't hear it because they were all shouting. "Why is everyone shouting?" "The radio's too loud. We have to shout to be heard." "No, the radio is loud so I can hear it over the shouting. If there wasn't shouting, the radio would be quiet." The doorbell rang again. I never answer doors because answering doors means you have to speak to someone, sometimes a stranger even. The doorbell rang again. Then I thought, what if it's my granddad? I used to live with my granddad, but he got into a wee spot of bother and had to be taken away. That's how I ended up in the children's temporary. They said that if Granddad could get himself sorted out, he would be allowed to come back and I could go and live with him again. Maybe this was Granddad, all sorted out and coming to take me back to the flat in Traquair Gardens. Maybe I was going home. So I answered the door. But it wasn't Granddad. It was Sputnik. I have to describe him because there's a lot of disagreement about what he looks like. Height and age, about the same as me. Clothes, unusual. For instance, slightly too big jumper, kilt, leather helmet like the ones pilots wear in war movies with massive goggles. Weapons, a massive pair of scissors stuffed into his belt like a sword. There were other weapons, but I didn't know about them then, or I definitely wouldn't have let him in. Luggage, a big yellow backpack. I now know he more or less never takes that backpack off. Name, Sputnik. That's not what you said to start with. Manners, not good. My granddad always says that good manners are important. Good manners tell you what to do when you don't know what to do, he says. Sputnik put his hand out to me, so I shook it. That's good manners. But Sputnik did not shake back. Instead, Sputnik grabbed my hand with both of his and swung himself in through the door, using my arms like a rope. "Mellows," he said. Mellows is my second name. So I thought, this must be someone from the temporary coming to take me back. Maybe Granddad had got himself sorted out. Maybe the family have complained about me. "I too," he said, pushing his goggles up onto the top of his head. "I'm the Mellows." He thumped his chest. It sounded like a drum. Oh, we had the same name. "The same name!" He flung his arms around me. I don't know much about hugs, but if a hug is so fierce it makes you worry that your lungs might pop out through your nostrils, that's a big hug. I didn't know what to do. The Blythes were noisy, but I was pretty sure they'd notice if I let a stranger in goggles and a kilt into their front room. This seemed easy-going enough, but it had to be against the rules just to let any old stranger walk into the house. "Stranger?" he said, as though he'd heard what I was thinking. "Stranger? Where's the stranger? We have the same name."